When you look at a guy, I don't know, did you know Chris Cornell well?
Yeah, pretty well.
Yeah.
Pretty well. We had a kind of a weird falling out, somewhere in the middle there, and we never really made up, which is a shame because he was so great to us and he was so sweet to us. And then at some point he just got really weird with me, and I still to this day don't know what happened. Like nothing happened. There was no incident or something.
You were a fan of Soundgarden. You loved him. Blah, blah, blah. You guys.
How about they asked me to write liner notes for them? I mean, I was a known fan. They asked me to participate in something that they did. I used to go visit them in the studio. I mean, I was kind of like, not a buddy, but I mean, I was welcome in their world, and they knew I was a fan, and I cited them. And so one day he just got really weird. And it was like, it's like talking to some people, they said, well, it was the drugs or, but who knows, His wife later told me that he felt bad about the situation. He wanted to kind of make up, but obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you were there when they recorded some of their music. That has to be a rush to watch. I think one of the great things about becoming great yourself is that you get to be around other great songwriters and musicians who let you in their world and you can see their process.
Yeah.
To me, and I would think that would be exciting,
That's fantastic. I mean, Chris is one of the greatest singers of all time, certainly influential. I mean, I used to look at him and think, my God, he's not only is he handsome, but like he's got all these abilities. You know what I mean? It's like he got the full package, obviously.
Yeah, he got the full rock star gifts.
Yeah, I mean, he got it all. And so that was why it was very hurtful when he kind of turned on me because, like I said, there was never any incident. And to this day, I still don't know what prompted him to suddenly go from being one of our best allies in the world to almost like an enemy.
Yeah, it's crazy, and you have no insight into what went wrong. But I was wondering, because you yourself had gotten to the point where you were suicidal, when you see a guy like Chris Cornell kill himself, does that trigger anything inside of you? Do you start to? It did. Did you start to feel? What did it do to you?
Well, I know not everybody. It's hard to put into words. This is my own version of it, right? Not everybody agrees that he killed himself, but let's say, because that's what people say, the police said he killed himself, right? I've stood in front of that mirror 1,000 times just like he did, kind of an okay gig, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't getting any younger. They weren't playing the arena, they were playing the theater. I've been on those shit tours. And you have to be an older band to know what I mean by that. I know there's a lot of people who would love to play for 2,500 people, but when you've been at the top, and you're somewhere on the other side, and whether they were going to have a comeback or they were just out doing whatever they were doing, I'm not judging that. What I'm saying is, I've been there many nights where even the highest heights, you go and look in the mirror and you just think, this isn't worth it. And I couldn't in a million years tell you why it's not worth it. Something inside you just like, this is not what I signed up for, or everybody else thinks this is great, but it doesn't feel great to me, but I don't know what to do about that. And so in my version of reality, he made a decision in that moment that took his life. And I've been in that exact same spot 1,000 times. So it made sense to me, even though obviously suicide is the thing that makes no sense, particularly with the devastation that it leaves behind. But that's the way I see it. And I'm one of the only people can say I know what that feels like. Now, am I wrong? Am I making up a fantasy? Am I completely possible? But that's my version of what happened to him.
Yeah, I guess I never considered it. Like, you look at the Rolling Stones. I mean, they never have experienced the night where they played for 2,500 people unless they just wanted to play an intimate gig. But you're right. When you've experienced arenas and these huge tours, and then suddenly you're doing something else, it's a huge adjustment. I never even thought about that. Whoa. There was a period in my life where everywhere I went, I was recognized. I mean, grandma, the guy at the gas station, I mean, everywhere. And then one day it just kind of stopped. And I'm sorry, but if you have to be an idiot to not notice that suddenly the guy at the parking garage doesn't want to talk to you anymore, and the person at the checkout stand at the grocery store doesn't want to ask you about your latest song. It's kind of a haunting feeling. And if you're insecure, which most artists are, you start thinking you've done something wrong or you haven't done something right. And that's when the people around you start getting in your head. Oh, you need to make it sound like your old records. Oh, you need to do this. Oh, you need to do, and that's when that shit starts. Yeah, and again, I'm not trying to write Chris Cornell's story. I'm just saying I know what that feels like to have done so much and still kind of come up feeling hollow. And that's my version of what happened. It's like, and that could have easily been me. And I'm not trying to make it about me. I'm saying is I know what that feels like. You're in the cool, boutique hotel after the sort of so-so gig, and you're like, what the fuck is this? This is not what I signed up for. This is not the stuff of teenage dreams. This is the stuff of like some sort of fading light, and that's where I've always resisted it.
Yeah, you know what? That actually helps me understand what happened to Chris, because Chris had done the show many, many times. And like you, I looked at him and I went, my God, the guy's got the full package. He's so fucking handsome. He can sing anything. He plays the guitar so well, you know. I hadn't considered what you're saying, that he was at a different phase of his career. And maybe it all just seemed like, why am I doing this anymore? Maybe that was it. You know?
Yeah, again, I'm sure somebody will be mad at me about it, but that's just my version of it, because that's the only version I know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know what that feels like, and that's where I went. Somebody else might have a totally different opinion, because he literally had it all. He was happily married. He has beautiful children who I know a little bit. And, you know, I mean, it's like, and we sit here from the outside and we say, how does somebody like that walk themselves off a cliff? And so I can only go to the thing I know, where I've been on that same cliff edge and where I didn't make that choice, but I know that feeling.
And you're in that unique position. How many people in the world are in that position to have, you know, to have that kind of career and to write that kind of music? I mean, you would understand it better than anyone. You know, you mentioned that